Hey guys, and welcome to this episode of Rated Battleground Tactics, run by Ultimate Fighting Guild in cooperation with the Thrive movement. In this video, it will be Battle for Gilneas, which is our current theme. It will be our number 3, and I wish you welcome to this late evening make of this video. So I'm really tired actually. So I'm hoping it will sound fairly good, not screw up too much, but yeah, I'll give it a try. I have to do it now. So in this video, not like the others, I will not go into that kind of detail as I did with the Warzone Gulch one. I will still be expecting or assuming that your team is fairly balanced by the amount of range, melee, set up by classes, healers and tanks, and that you have a target caller, etc, etc, the usual. At start you want at least for this BG particularly, I love having a rogue together with the flag carrier maps. The rogue is such a useful defending class and it's such a good ninja class. Depending on the enemy team setup, you would want 1 or 2 going lighthouse. I preferably have a rogue go lighthouse because they can solo defend for quite some time. But if the enemy team has any kind of double stealthers, resto, DPS or melee or tank, I don't care, you want to defend lighthouse or you will be ninja'd so easily. Especially if there's 2 rogues or feral and a rogue, because I mean that shit is amazing. As for you, so yeah, at the start you would want, then depending on the enemy team, 1 or 2 go lighthouse. Then the rest goes waterworks. The reason we go waterworks is because mines is an easy cap, but you have to get it fast and you have to get it ninja. You can't, if you get spotted by the enemy team or you don't get spotted and they return to mines because they assume you're going there, you've pretty much lost the easy cap or a early cap and given them a huge advantage, because defending is so much easier. You want to get the defending part because assaulting is such a hard nut to crack. That's why this BG is in particularly really hard, because if you fail on the attacking part, the defending part just is such a nut. It is so hard and it's so easy to defend if your players just do what they should do. Once you then have, so let's say I'm assuming you have 2 enemy stealthers, you would want, depending on you, if you're 4 healers, you want 1 healer and a rogue. Stay lighthouse, rest go waterworks. If you're 3 healers, you want 1 rogue and the baddest DPS, or the DPS with the most of the class, or your prot or tank, I mean. Which means if you have a utterly shit DPS, you can put him at lighthouse together with the rogue. If you have a tank, I would rather put that just because it's way easier. And it's easier versus rogues too, so if then you're going to lighthouse, you would want to go on top in the middle, shown here on this picture, just to look where they're going, like a scout. He's gonna just say where they're going. Are they going mines, or are they going waterworks, or are they going lighthouse? Depending on where they're going, you will move. If they're going waterworks, you go waterworks, just as I said. And then you would want a DPS to run into them and fear them at this spot, shown here in red. And then you would want the rest to go cap waterworks. If you have double rogue on your team, you can have 1 rogue just drop a smoke bomb and start capping. Your DPS, which would be a preferably warrior or a frost mage, drops a ring of frost or fear right into the enemy, and that should give you the easy cap. This is really efficient. If they are going lighthouse, you would want 3 to cap waterworks. You would want the rest to go lighthouse, or if there's like splitting 50-50, you would do the same, just depending on how many there go each base. You should not always keep 1 healer at each base, and you should not always keep at least 2 people at each base. This is unless there is 1 point where you can actually leave a base undefended. That is 2, or it's 2 points. It's when the enemy team leaves because you own them, or it's when the enemy team is totally dominating you, and you just desperately need a cap fast, or your match is lost cause, then you can leave. But I'll get slightly more into that later. So assuming you get waterworks, you would want to do this, shown here. You would want to float, is what I call it. You have 2 at each base, the rest goes middle. That means 1 DPS and 1 healer at each base, and 2 healers and the rest of the DPS in the middle. You would want 1 to stay on top here and scout. This is basically because it's easier to see there rather than where I stand my people, but it's so easier to move at the other spot. Depending on how many enemies that are attacking you, you would move with that same amount of people just to counterattack. Don't overreact. That's a very common mistake run by almost all people. They say like, oh my god, incoming lighthouse, need help fast. 9 players go there, 1 keeps defending waterworks, and then there's only 5 going. And then it turns out there's 4 going waterworks and you've lost. Such a stupid and retarded mistake. It's unbelievable. And then say, assuming you don't get the waterworks at the start, you would want to do this, shown here on this picture. You would want to go 3 go waterworks, 1 goes lighthouse, and the rest goes mines. I like doing this because it's easier to ninja mines in this way. If you have a fairly average team, they will overreact and run the fuck out to 1 base. Preferably will be mines, and you will get the ninja on waterworks. Or if you're really lucky, they will all go waterworks and you'll get like 5v1 at mines, and it turns out you just own the shit out of them. And then you just keep on defending. It's such an easy map to win once you have 2 bases. You don't want to kill anything. You want to CC them and keep them there. The longer you keep them there, control. If you have control and you keep them there, you're stalling time, you're giving yourself time, you're winning the match easier, and you're making it harder for the enemy and easier for yourself. If you when you start and you're trying to get a base, you would want to kill them in smaller groups of 2 or 3, but don't try and do this. You just want to keep offensive damage as high as possible at the same time as you peel your healers and you do as much CC as you can. This will make it easier for you to cap a base, and once you start wiping them, you don't have to have 7 people wiping 3 players, because then if they are lucky and get a fast rest and they all rest at the same time, they just mount up and run for your other base and it's lost again. So be careful on this. And yeah, so what you then want to do is have someone just do a head count, say like, okay, 5 going there, that means, and then someone just do the math that there's 5 other players somewhere, so that only 4 people go lighthouse or the attack base, so you're like 1 or 2 outnumbering them, and the rest just stays ready to go somewhere. If you follow these tactics and you get the 2 bases, you just keep on interrupting, AoEing, controlling, this should be an easy win for you. And I don't think there's much more I can say. I'd probably say I can give you a couple of tips. You can have, if you have 2 stealthers, you can ninja a base easily. At like, if you're at the brink of losing and there's like 1300 points to 600 points, I think it is, if they've had the base all the time, that means you need 3 bases soon to win. At that point you can like leave lighters alone, and just because you have 2 stealthers, they will assume there is 2 there. And then you can just ninja 1 base, the rest goes another base. And other tips, you can have hunters defending, they're really good solo class, and they are also stealthers, reckon that when they're standing still. You can have I like having 2 mages, so 1 goes frost and 1 goes arcane, because the damage is insane. You gotta be careful with locks and mages and elemental shamans in this BG. If you have a shaman, just have him drop a magma totem around the flag. Such easy small things you can do. You can have if you have 3 healers and a rogue, and there's only 1 enemy stealther, and you know your rogue is capable of soloing as enemy stealther, you can have your warrior, or your tank I mean, go tank and just stand around the flag at waterworks, AoEing. Other than that, keep at least one of the guys defending a base having a mic, so he can call incomings, not having to type it and you have to read the chat. And I think that's basically it. If you follow these steps, I'm quite sure you will find a way to win these matches. They're such an easy match, it's such an easy point, get 2 bases, defend them, win. But the problem is getting that first or second base is the hard one. But eventually you'll find it some way you can do it by either wiping them, controlling them, or something like that. So I hope you like this video, and I hope you like all my other videos. I will be uploading more tactics and tips to try and figure something out, and you should check out Thrive Movement for free and really awesome guides. I've listened to them, watched quite a lot of them, and they're so helpful. The people that make them are so talented, and I'll give you a link in the description to some of the guides there, or the channel itself. Or you can check out our channel for more RPG Tactics video. They are also on the Thrive page. And good luck!